Welcome back. In this video I'm going to take you through the other features of using Wordfence, but instead of going through each feature one by one, I'm going to go to the options, and this is what I recommend you do. And what you can do is use some preset default so that you don't have to mess around with too many of the features. And you'll just see some options here, firewall, and all of these, like I said, by default will already be activated. Something that you can do to just save yourself a lot of time in terms of setting this up. By default, this will be set to level 2 for medium protection, which, like it says, will be suitable for most sites. But there are some other options, some defaults. There's light protection. I recommend that you at least use the medium protection. And there's high security. So you would use this when you know for a fact that your site is under attack. And this will just beef up the options that are there. And the highest level is lockdown, which will protect the site against an attack in progress at the cost of inconveniencing some users. Now, what this means is that if you, for example, run a membership site, then in terms of those members logging in, it may give them a hard time to get into your site. So you want to be careful when you select this option. But the medium protection will work out the box, for the average site's needs, and even if you have a high traffic site. So I would mess about with any of these except for here where it says login security options. Okay, and what Wordfence will do is to lock out a user if they enter an incorrect password and username combination. So after 20 failures, it will lock them out, and it will also lock them out for 5 minutes. Now, I like to change this to a day, but it's really up to you. And the next setting that I will change is where it says immediately block the IP of users who try to sign in as these usernames, and I'll put admin here. But from my experience, people who have tried to hack my site, they try to use the admin username and then they try and guess the password. Now, of course, if you've been working with WordPress for any amount of time, then if you use those auto installers such as Softaculous or Fantastico, then they will use admin as a default username. Hackers know this, so they will try to get into your site using that username. Now, because I never use admin, then I can set this as an option, because anybody who's trying to log in with this username is obviously a hacker, and it will automatically block them up as well. Okay, add another first. To get this thing up and running quickly, you can just set this level to medium, like I did earlier, and most of the default settings will be fine for the average site. Okay, so let's look at the performance setup. This is something that I use, and Wordfence comes with a built-in caching engine, and it's called Wordfence Falcon Engine. Now, you can opt to not use it, or you can enable basic caching, or you can use the full Falcon engine. Now, it's important to note that if you use any other type of caching plugin on your site, like W3 Total Cache or Super Cache or any of the popular ones, then you want to leave the default as disable, because if you have more than one caching plugin on your site, then they will tend to conflict with each other. Okay, But if this is the only one you're going to use, and as you can see here, it says 30 to 50 times speed increase. Okay, and you will see a noticeable increase in your site in terms of speed and performance. So to activate it, you just select Save Changes to the type of caching enabled, and it will ask you to download a backup copy of your HT access file, because it's going to change this. So just in case something goes wrong, it wants you to have a backup. So once you click that, then you will have the option to enable the Falcon engine. Okay, and the rest of the options here you really don't need to mess about with. Okay, there you go. So this Falcon is activated. Click here now to refresh page, and you're all set up. So in the next video, I'm going to take you through two of the other features that I use.